Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to BlackOut Gaming TV. It is already week 3 of ETF2L's Season 10 of Highlander, and we play on Payload Borneo, a new map for the map rotation in the league season, replacing CP Gravel Pit. Much to the amusement of many in the Highlander community. The two people we have fighting in the jungles tonight will be Season 6 champions Highpander and the Eastern Beasts WASP. With me tonight, I am CeeJaey, sorry, and with me tonight is Pyro Extraordinaire Steve and John on the camera. Steve, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I am very fine. How are you doing, CeeJaey?
I'm doing pretty well. Loving the Borneo week. Enjoying lots of jungle action.
Yeah, and we're actually coming out of a scrim against Highpander, where we
absolutely. I was just going to say, like, how are you enjoying Borneo? I mean, a little bit of gossip. You are an admin, but on your personal feelings, do you think Borneo is a nice substitute for Gravel Pit?
Well, ideally you'd have an AD map, right? But there really isn't like contenders. Basically, there's not that many. There's like maybe Edifice, which is basically a Gravel Pit clone, and you've got to ask yourself, is this what you really want? Borneo's okay. Like it's a new map, so people are taking their sweet time to adjust. But I think we've got some good holds figured out, and other teams are learning quickly as well. So I'm positive.
I mean, yeah, I've been enjoying it. Obviously, UGC have seen it for the past few seasons. I remember playing it in UGC as far ago as Season 7, so it's been around for a while, and obviously a lot of tweaks being made. And we had it in the pre-season cup, and there was a lot of kind of good feedback from that map. Looking at the two teams, though, should we move on to? We've got Highpander and WASP. Both maybe springing a couple of surprises this season. Highpander in the pre-season show, even Hildreth was kind of not very confident in their results, but in their first 2 weeks they've picked up the majority of the points, only dropping one against Premtech in week 2. And on the other hand, we've got WASP, who, I just want to put it out there, Steve. In the pre-season show, I said, this is it. This is the Russian super team, or sorry, should say the Eastern European super team. Don't want to cause offense to any of our Ukrainian friends out there.
They have some super factor in them. Yeah, I can see it.
And a lot of people were going, nah, they're going to get relegated. Nah, they're going to be bottom of the table. Well, I just, a little bit of egg on face for those people. I hope, because week 1 they did win against Premtech, and week 2 they shared the points with Nunya, who, supposedly those two are the playoff teams. And if WASP can take the majority of the points against those guys, surely they're a playoff team as well. I mean, where do you kind of see these two teams on a skill level? Do you think they're about equal, or what?
Well, we didn't really get a chance to play much of WASP, did we? I feel like Highpander hasn't really shown anything good today in the warm-up. So unless they really switch it on, I can definitely see WASP beating them. Because they have good players. Like, they have... Actually, Costel's been impressing me lately. I think the 1 or 2 times we played WASP, Costel did quite well, the Spy. And they've got some old school players like Lippy there. Unlimited, I remember when I started Highlander, he was already playing. Mostly lobbies probably though.
Yeah, I mean, Unlimited last season, along with Catman and Fuzz, were part of Unpoppable, who of course got relegated. They finished bottom. And since then, there was a lot of talk about WASP. Were they going to fold? Were people going to leave? There was a lot of players. People like Klefsas, one of the team leaders, one of the main men for WASP over the years, putting up a rec post and stuff like that. But they have come back, and they have joined forces with those 3 Unpoppable players. And the other addition to their team is Popcorp, who is their scout. We'll have a run over the roster. I did actually write an article on the Spire for those of you watching. If you go to thespire.tv, my article is not up yet because I'm not an editor, Steve, and I cannot publish my articles. Someone needs to read over them. So hopefully that will be up soon, but it is a preview for this week and going over the rosters and stuff.
The juiciest of gossips.
Yeah, the juiciest of gossip for Premiership Highlander. But basically, WASP has the same roster we've seen so far this season, with just one change, essentially. Popcorp is finally playing Scout, having played Engineer the first couple of weeks. They had some roster issues regarding who was going to be playing Engineer for them, and Mr. Epic has been playing Scout for them, but of course he's on the roster of Highpander, and if you have 3 mercs, if you have the same player merc you 3 times, they're not allowed to play for you again last
That is a
season.
perma-merc, yeah.
That's a perma-merc rule, yeah. So we've got Popcorp on Scout, we have a Lippy on Soldier, on Pyro is going to be Detoed or Detoed. Demo is Unlimited. Heavy will be Catman when he finally joins us in the server. Engineer is going to be Aina, making his debut. On Medic we have Klefsas, Sniper is Fuzz, and Costil is the Spy. So you kind of spoke about Costil there. And are there any other players there who you think going to have to go tonight for WASP to get most of the points?
Maybe Aina? I can see Aina doing stuff. He's the sniper, isn't he?
No, he's going to be playing NG.
What? Okay. WASP lost the game. No, maybe. I mean, they don't really have like standout superstar players, right? They just kind of play decent with each other. And that's the point of Highlander, isn't it, CeeJaey?
Absolutely. As long as you're having fun and, you got that synergy.
No fun.
Just,
no
fun
just
allowed.
Team play.
No, I mean, I think someone has to shout out Catman. He was very heavy at the season last season.
Catman, yeah.
Yeah, and
definitely not a meme.
People say he's a meme, but he gets the kills, he gets the damage.
I wasn't speaking sarcastically.
He has these unorthodox
good.
plays, I think. And if WASP can play around those plays, then it seems to work well for them. And with Unlimited, I think he's a very strong demo. He's played for Stacked in the past, played for Unpoppable last season. I think he's pretty strong. He actually won high sixes this season with mags of 5. So him and I'm trying to remember who was else on his team. I don't think anyone on this roster actually played in that sixes team, but he was the demo man for that team. So he is, he's a Prem Sixes player now, technically. So
Catman wasn't demo man.
No, Unlimited was demo man.
Oh, okay. Here I thought Catman was a Prem Sixes player now.
Well, I think he's on the Bag Survive roster. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that as a backup. But anyway, so
he switches in for last to go heavy.
Yeah. Well, if it works.
Yeah.
So looking at Highpander, on Scout for Highpander, we've got Atomic and Ubers on Soldier. Those two come as a package. Obviously, we've seen them play for chess. We've seen them play for Premtech together. They went back to chess last season, and now they've joined Highpander. And a lot of expected out of those two. On Pyro is Gorston. On Demo is Fungi. On Heavy will be Kunai. She's returning after supposedly not being able to play this season, and Hildreth having to play Heavy. I think everyone is much happier with Kunai on Heavy. Engineer is going to be Doom, which surprises me, Steve. As you said, we played against him in the pregame, and Doom wasn't there.
Before, Doom was probably asleep. I mean, he missed a couple UGC games for us by just not being awake.
Yeah, that's true. But he's not warmed up, so But
he's such a little gem. He's when I was still in Highpander, I was the one who pushed for him to join the team, and then as he was joining, I left to join the Strong Opinions. But he's a good player. I think he's one of the smarter NGs definitely out there.
He won Engineer of the Season, didn't he? And he's of course a UGC Platinum champion now, Steve.
Oh yeah.
After Monday's result, but we'll move on. So that's Engineer. On to what comes after Engineer? Sniper, I guess, or Medic. Hildreth is going to be playing Medic. Like we said, he was planning to play Medic to sort out his combo issues.
Yeah, and a truckload of experience on him as well. Like, especially since his DM has definitely been falling off the past couple seasons because he just didn't have as much time to practice. So the switch to Medic, if anything, should probably help him on a personal level. We've yet to see how it works out for Highpander, because they're basically a brand new combo with Kunai, Fungi, and Hildreth. They need some time to settle in and figure out who can be how aggressive.
That's true. I mean, you need time to gel, and to be fair, they've not done badly, only dropping a point so far. So if this is the gel time towards the end of the season, if they start picking up the pace, that can only be good news for them. On to Sniper, we're going to have a Tracker, and on Spy tonight will not be Grenjabob. Grenjabob is unavailable, so instead we'll be seeing Mookie play Spy. So Mookie obviously played last season for Highpander. He was the Soldier initially, and then Highpander had a bit of a change of heart in the middle of the season, moved Mookie onto Medic to allow Zoob to return on Soldier. So Mookie playing his third different class, and I do believe he's played Pyro, I guess. Has he played Pyro for Highpander
he played
before?
Pyro as a backup for a couple games when I wasn't available, I think. He's just an overall good player. Just kind of fills this role. It seems Highpander and Finnish players, you just swap them around until it works. You've had it with Kissa, you have it with Mookie as well. Because Kissa played Medic Scout. I think he probably merked NG a couple times as well. well subbed.
I mean, I remember talking to Hildreth and him talking about maybe having Kisakala on Pyro like one season. I think it was last season after you left them. He was trialed as a Pyro before Gorston eventually joined. So yeah, I mean, you've got these players who are just good at all roles, and I suppose Mookie fills in that kind of role. So he's going to be playing Spy tonight. So, I mean, looking at the Highpander roster, and knowing this is a payload map, this is Borneo, who do you think is going to be the man or lady, to stand out for Highpander tonight in order for them to win?
Well, when you say lady, it's kind of a leaded question, isn't it? I'd like to see Tracker. Let's be realistic. Tracker is going to be the standout, and then the rest is just going to be trailing behind. That's just how I feel. Nah.
Interesting. I mean, Fuzz for me is one of those snipers that gets overlooked a lot. I know our sniper Cloudy doesn't like playing against him. He's pretty good at that sniper on sniper, and we have seen him go toe to toe with top snipers last season. When he was on Unpoppable, which let's be fair, Unpoppable finished bottom of the table. They only picked up 3 points, which was a map win against WASP. So all of their other maps against all other teams, they lost without picking up any points, and he still kind of stood out with some decent stats. And fair enough, Sniper is a class that you can do that, but for him to be able to do that, I think that kind of shows. And if they can play around him, he may be able to make a difference here. So it'll be interesting to see Tracker versus Fuzz, and who gets kind of, it's not so much the sniper kills, but who makes the bigger plays and gets those med drops or anything like that.
Yeah, because it's definitely a long map. You've got the huge sightlines. Basically, combos are stuck in houses on most points just to avoid the sniper sightlines. You've got a huge one on first. You've got another big one on second. Even through the little window shutter sign thing that my FPS config disables. Well, doesn't disable, but there's nothing on it. You've got obviously the super long sightline on third through the mini stairs, and it's just sniper heaven.
Sniper heaven. I mean, it is, and it's not heaven for anyone else though, as they have to kind of walk into those sightlines. But we saw this in the cup. We saw teams play on this in the cup, and obviously Highpander were one of those teams to play it 3 times. They reached the final of the cup, losing out to Strong Opinions, and I'm trying to remember the teams they played. I think it was the Bureau in the semi-finals, and in the first round they would have played...
Didn't they play Premtech?
No.
Premtech wasn't active. What am I talking about?
No, Premtech, they lost out to us in the semi-final, if you remember.
Okay.
Anyway. It's nice that those games were memorable for you, Steve.
Oh yeah, so memorable. After after those 5 seasons,
around.
it's all blending together. I'll probably forget your name by the time I switch teams again.
Wow, baited.
No,
I cannot for the life of me remember who they played in the first round. But yeah, so they beat 2 Premier
bring
teams.
it up just now.
I'm guaranteed that they played the Bureau in the semi-final, and they would have beaten them on this map. In the first round, they would have played... Wasn't TC Ambition.
They played Bureau then Nunya.
Nunya, of course. Right?
Yes, the Joel team.
So yeah, I mean, so they managed to beat, Nunya on this map. Obviously, this was a while ago. Some roster changes have happened since then, but surely that's a bit of a grounding for them, and they have a little bit of confidence to take into this game. I mean, if they'd, on the other end of the spectrum, if they'd lost in the first round on this map, then that confidence isn't going to be there. So surely that's something for them to take into this game.
Sorry, I'll be a little bit distracted because it feels like there's a job for an admin here because they're still struggling to get Catman in with an alt account. So I'll just open my IRC and I'll let you speak away for a couple minutes.
That's fine.
While I try to get this going.
You do some adminning. So just to clarify, this is Blackout Gaming TV. I'm CeeJaey with Steve and John doing all the technological wizardry in the background with the camera. If you want to see the other game tonight, we have 2 games on tonight. Both of them are being casted. The other game tonight is Premtech versus the Bureau. Premtech, obviously, a team finished runner-up in Season 7 and finished 3rd in Season 8 before folding before Season 9 happened. But they are back, albeit with a majorly different roster. The only real player who stayed is Maito. And they plan to take the crown. They plan to take the crown is what they said for Season 10, but they've struggled the first couple of weeks. They lost against WASP, this team here, in week 1, 4-2 on Upward. And they played the other team we're seeing tonight, Highpander, in week 2, and they lost them 5-1 on Lakeside and Process. So Premtech, after 2 weeks, have only got 3 points to show for their travels. And they're facing against the Bureau tonight, who lost out in week 1 to Fair Enough on Upward. But in week 2, they came back and played against TC Ambition, the team they beat in the final of the High Playoffs last season. The Bureau actually also are the second best team in European UGC as well. They played the final on Monday of UGC Platinum, but they did lose out to Strong Opinion. So runners up in UGC Platinum, and the question is, can they take away points from the Premtech? Premtech struggling with some roster issues so far, so it'll be interesting to see how that match plays out, and could Bureau turn into a playoff team? But it does look like we are going live here. Catman is in the server, Catman is ready to play, and looks like we are going. So Highlander will be in the blue, they'll be attacking first, they'll be setting a time on this map with WASP in the red, they'll be defending, and then once Highpander have set a time or the clock has run out, we will see the teams swap around and WASP trying to beat that time. Steve, have you rejoined me?
I've rejoined you, and I almost got motion sickness there. I was thinking maybe my game is in slow motion, but it turns out if you switch your players to how you're viewing a scoped and sniper, it changes your FOV. I'm okay now. I almost puked. I'm okay now.
Okay, we don't want puking during the cast.
So we're going into the setup here with Aini set up actually on the point itself. Kind of never seen this before. Kind of think it's a horrible idea, because you still get sniped from the right side, and well, it doesn't. I suppose it does cover the point. Does it really achieve that much?
It's very passive sentry. I've never seen a... I mean, I can understand the reasoning. I've heard some teams like to play this first point very passive and just kind of, I don't know, almost just slow it down, like slow down the push rather than actively defending it, and then just, you know, getting a good setup on second. So I can understand the reasoning, but I'll have to see how it works. The rest of the players are also very passive. We don't have anybody else. The only player on this right-hand side is actually Lippy. Look at Costil. He's on top of this rock. He's got a good vantage point. He can see everything that's going on. Ubers walks past without realizing, so he's getting good intel to the rest of his team. They're just telling them where they're going. Probably telling Unlimited there to debt his sticks as take out Gorston. But Highpander just focusing...
When Catman goes down, it's beginning.
It's beginning. I mean, you're talking about the sightline, yeah.
The rock, yeah. It's so deadly. And you can see WASP just already opened the right side, so this is basically first point for him. I can see them starting... Oh, never mind, Costal actually... Oh, sorry. Yeah, Costal does get the sniper. As we're going into an Uber exchange, again, this is really, really messy. I think if they took it slower and just stuck over the left side and
well, there, hitting the headshot on Hildreth. It was just messy there, Steve, is exactly the word. I mean, Highpander used really early, and then they just lost the players that weren't Ubered. WASP just focused the players that weren't Ubered, but does look at Tracker. He does get the headshot on the Fuzz there. That's a sniper advantage back from Mookie. Big Mookie play, takes down Unlimited. So,
he got killed by the Sentry in Wrangle, that invisible. What a player. You can see maybe a bit of lack of experience coming out there on the Spyglass. Not the easiest of
classes. Went down there. Klefsas went down to Ubers on the flank, and Catman has gone down as well. So WASP were just losing players. Lippy's gone down. And that passive sentry just, it didn't really matter because, you know, he didn't get it out. Aina didn't get it out, and WASP didn't back out at the right time. So they were advantage in the hands of Hildreth.
Players as well. This is really bad here. If they hold this second, I'll be very surprised and very impressed at the same time. They also just dropped their demo, so I think the smart call here for WASP is to just back out and take their losses.
Absolutely, Kunai just getting that really high. Oh, but look at Mookie! And oh, he's crits! It's crits! Crits has been used by Hildreth. Didn't even catch the Uber change there, but it was actually forced there by Costil.
I think that was actually a medic frag if he just did the sticky sooner, because that is the quickie bomb launcher. You can basically do it immediately. I think Foungy just messed up big time there. He had the medic and the heavy just ready and spread open, just didn't take the right clicks.
Some big reflects from Gorston there actually stopped the stickies from Unlimited doing anything. Gets a reflect onto Lippy as well. So Hildreth was so close to dying there. Has his Pyro to thank for keeping him alive. And look at this aggression from Highpander. They're already on the third point. The car is only second, only capped second halfway through. And WASP are going to get caught out here if they're not careful. But Big Catman comes in and gets 2 or 3 kills.
Nice first there from Goreston. Goston. Okay.
He dies for his sins, but D-Toad there just kind of chaperoning his medic, but no! Tracker gets the headshot on a 5-kill streak, takes down Klefsas. Medic, uber advantage again for Hildreth. He's still running that crit streak, and it's all... Do WASP try to... Do they try to hold this, Steve, or do they just give it up and go to last?
Oh, I think they have a window. It's a small one, but they have a window. If they can get those frags... And you can see actually D-Toad. D-Toad gets the medic and the demo. Yes, he does. So now WASP is in a prime spot to just stabilize. Atomic is chasing into last, but if they can get him... Yeah, this is anyone's point at this point, actually. Yeah, track...
3 players left alive.
Fuzz. Both snipers really doing things here. Yeah, this is definitely a third hold still. So now Highpander's in a jiffy, because they've got even Ubers. It's up to them to make the plays. Tracker is actually aggressive on left, so let's see if he can get anything. Can he get a frag? Let's see. He's watching Unlimited. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a stalemate now, where Highpander's actually trying from the right. We've seen them do this in the scrim as well, where they kind of try to juggle their opponent, make them go left, right, kind of hope they can catch someone out. And Lipia is actually being caught out, so this is some frags for Highpander here. There's 2 down on WASP. They're being aggressive on the right. This is taken before a spin here, CeeJaey. I'm not used to this play-by-play shit.
Yeah, I mean, this is just...
Look, the frags are coming in!
Look, Highpander just had the high ground. They walked in for free on the left-hand side. No one was watching it. And they're just picking up kill after kill after kill. 2 players left alive, 1 player left alive, and that is Lippy.
There's the respawn, but that's going to be a last hold. That's a really good play from Highpander there. You can see they actually managed to catch 2 players out on the right, and no one actually moved to react on the right side as well, so quite well done from Highpander. They tried to do this against us, but we managed to react a bit better, so maybe WASP needs to step up their main call, maybe they need to adapt a bit better. You've got the sticky trap on the left. Will it get spotted by Famgate, or will they run through it and die? Taking bets.
Well, they got lots of cards.
Pops early. Highpander's in on the left. They have uber advantage because they did kill the medic, but they're not using it effectively. Well, actually they are. Where was the red pyro? They must have missed something here.
He was just there, and he just got
round.
mowed down by kind of the death ball of the Uber, and they're just getting frags left, right, and centre. Klefsas is still alive, but he's only got his spy to heal, and that is it. 5 minutes and 1 second.
What a time as well! 5 minutes 1 second. That's I don't think I've seen a time this fast in this map yet.
No, I was just going to say I've not seen a time that fast. I think sub 5 I thought was impossible in this map. I thought, you know, a fast time on this map was 6 or 7 minutes, but practically 5 minutes on the dot from Highpander. That was an insane push, and that puts WASP under so much pressure. They have to cap this in 5 minutes or less in order to win this first round. Otherwise, it is going to be at least 2 points given to Highpander straight away. I mean, I just have to give credit to Ubers there on that 3rd point. I mean, that 3rd point is kind of the big negative point a lot of people bring for this map. They don't like it because 3rd is kind of, for want of a better word, a clusterfuck in the fact that you can hold it forward, back, passive,
watch
left,
the
right.
language there, mister.
Sorry, I'm sorry, but it has to be said.
It's a clusterfuck, I agree.
But Ubers there just jumped in, killed Lippy on the left-hand side, and then just put pressure.
An airshot as well. It was an airshot, I think.
It was an airshot, yeah. And then
kind of.
Once Lippy had gone, there was nobody calling for WASP, or nobody actually actively there to know that the Highpander combo had gone to the left-hand side, and they just barreled up the stairs. Nobody knew they were there on top with the high ground advantage until it was too late, and that's when just death was rained down onto them, and WASP at that point were always fighting a losing battle. But here we go, WASP now in the blue, Highpander in the red, and we can see this sentry is a little bit further forward than WASP had theirs. Doom electing to have it still on the tracks, but just a little bit further forward, and we're going to have to see, I mean, there's stickies on here. I wonder if Catman's going to get caught out. He's running the shotgun, Steve. A bit of an odd decision there.
Probably doesn't have the unlimited
unlimited.
Nice force. You need the aggressor. Klefsas really can't afford to die. They need ×3. They need frags. There's still only 2 down on red. So unless they get something more, unless they get a sap on the sentry or a heavy frag, this is a bad situation because they still have that huge pressure from the clock. They've got 4 minutes 30 seconds left, so they've already wasted some time. It's ×1, not ×3. There we go. It's ×3. But you know, it's getting close. It's getting close to the sentry. The sentry now covers it. It's a more aggressive sentry than what we've seen from WASP. So this one actually covers the point quite forward.
Kunai gets headshot there by Fuzz though, and Einer is doing his best just to push that cart by himself. And Doom's wrangling is he's slowing it down, but he's actually going to stop it now as he gets a 3k with the sentry. Catman, D-Toad, and Pop gets a 4k. Einer goes down, and there was no pressure on that sentry, but Klefsas has 100% on his crit streak. He is far back on this tree. Atomic has called them out
as well. This is cleaning up the
Chris has been used. Chris has been used, and it's not going to get anything. And then
Klefsas
Tracker
is
gets a
down.
headshot, and Klefsas is down.
The Klefsas.
Klefsas down, and now Hildreth with 100% Uber. Do Highpander stay in here, or do they kind of elect to back up to a more safer point?
Well, they
I mean,
really
what would you
don't
do?
have to stay here. Maybe this is more like a power play, you know. Let's show them how it's done, you know, hold the first point all the way. That would be a huge blow psychologically to WASP, I'd imagine. I'm sure even right now they're just thinking, okay, what do we do in the next round? Is that what you're thinking as well, CeeJaey, or do you think there's a comeback here?
On this round? No, I don't. Like, considering we thought 5 minutes was a fast time, for them to cap from this point all the way in 3 minutes, I'm not even sure if it's physically possible. We'd have to have someone try to see what the fastest possible time is, because that's something I don't know on this payload map. But I agree, I think WASP kind of, they've tried something out here. They're back on Medigun. Hildreth still has that 100%, he's not been forced. And it'll be a massive psychological blow if WASP fail to capture this point. I think they will. You know, 2 minutes
they're
and
just
40, I
not
think they
dealing with
will.
the sentry, that's the biggest thing here. And they're also really not taking advantage of the left side. Even now, the left side is open, it's just Fuzz just now moving in while his team is already, you know, dropping players and dying. They lost their medic. They need to be putting more pressure on the left because it is a very strong sideline. I mean, you can even see the sentry like from where Fuzz is standing. You just need more pressure on the left.
Hildreth just flashing pretty much every teammate around him as they just clean up the kills. Desperation there from Dito, just trying to follow them in. Couldn't manage to get anything down, but Fuzz does get revenge onto Tracker. Sniper down for Highpander, so 2 minutes to go. Maybe it's a chance for WASP here to get some more, as Fuzz is just getting more kills. He's on a 6 kill streak. Takes down Ubers, but that sentry is just not being pressured. It's so weak. But look at Doom, he's just got that rescue ranger. He's just keeping it alive. Fuzz finally going down there to the Ambassador of Mookie. And I think WASP here are in a good position in that they can capture this point. Highpander have decided just to back out a little bit and give that first point away. There you go, Doom using that rescue ranger just to pull it away, and they're going to get set up on second. But like we said, it's pretty much impossible for WASP to capture this now. But what's going through WASP's head? I mean, do you think they're just kind of thinking, what the hell happened on our defense, or what? Because I mean, it's taken them nearly 4 minutes to push that first point as well.
Well,
so
I think I know what's going through their head. It's 2 words and 8 letters. Can you guess it?
Suki Blitz.
Sorry, not 8. It's 9, isn't it?
It's 9. I mean,
oh, mathematician right there. Doesn't count letters properly.
Shame on you, but there goes
This is what
there,
happens
adding
when I
another
try to
med pick
make
to his
circs.
collection. Takes down Klefsas again.
Catman
And-
with his trademark aggression at this point. Doesn't really accomplish much, but it's always fun to watch. You know, Catman just running into the fray, the Russian Rambo. Maybe that should be a nickname for him, the Russian Rambo. Maybe
Well,
add
that's actually
another
quite like
R word.
that.
Can you add another R word so it's a nice kind of triple?
The raging Russian Rambo.
Raging Russian
Does he
Rambo?
rage? No, he
Maybe.
doesn't rage.
He doesn't rage, no.
Rampant.
The ruthless Russian Rambo?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Ruthless.
The triple R. We've got the triple H in Hildreth, now we've got the triple R in Catman.
Well, unfortunately, the ruthless Russian Rambo unable to bring any points in this first round. 25 seconds left on the clock. Fuzz keeping up his stats, getting another demo pick there, but unfortunately WASP are unable to capture the second point. And I mean, that was just a blitzed round there from Highpander. They just managed to push from first to last all the way without really stopping. It was very, very impressive. And they've held a nice defense here on the first point. That's surely going to give them some morale in their mumble. And WASP have to sit back here, think what do they need to do. I mean,
I feel like
they need to work out what went wrong.
I feel like something's
That's
missing here on the server. Is it just me?
something missing.
The round didn't attack properly. That was strange. We're gonna have some
Well,
issues with screen tester, I think.
Ooh,
But that doesn't
interesting.
concern the cast.
It's
continue
fine, it's fine.
talking
That's
about
something
this
for them
match.
to work out later. But I mean, I just have to say a point in WASP's favour. Their first two matches actually reading up straight away here.
Going right into
Wow,
it. No
keen.
hesitation from either team.
No hesitation.
You can agree with Highpander, you know. I mean, got the momentum, right? It's their game to win. But WASP,
Absolutely.
I think they should have taken maybe a moment, you know, kind of stretch, have some water, you know, have some apple and pear green tea from Lipton. You know, it's a good brand.
We are just switching
As I
teams here
sip
to
right now.
allow to WASP to attack first. So WASP will be in the blue, with Highpander in the red defending, and then obviously we'll switch around and see if Highpander can beat the time that WASP set. But WASP haven't actually made it further than the second point, so that'll be new territory for them in this official at least. I was going to say 1 point in WASP's favour. Their first two officials, you know, they did go up ahead against Premtech, but they did lose a round, and then they kind of maintained that composure to go out and seal the final deciding round.
Deal.
Yeah, and then in the second week they lost Lakeside. They, I haven't actually watched the cast, but by all accounts 3-1. They got pretty dominated by Nunya, and then they came back and won Process in pretty convincing style. So, they have that ability to come back. I don't think mental composure is going to be difficult for them. They just have to put this out of their minds, but they need to work out what went wrong with their holds. And we can already see it looks like a pause, Steve? It's a pause, John says.
Well, if it's not a pause, then it's the longest Uber I've ever seen on Hildreth. I'm guessing someone this time out. Maybe Catman is back to his main. Maybe he's actually going to have a sandwich this time. Maybe that's what's holding him back, no sandwich. That's a strong unlock. Strong unlock. I mean, even the chocolate bar is too strong for 66. Imagine what the sandwich would do.
No sugary treats for...
no bonks, no critical loss, no sugar. Everyone's on the diet. It's a good diet as well, team. If you want to lose some weight, sugar is the first thing to drop. Drink some water, drink some apple and pear Lipton green tea.
Well, I'm gonna give a ruthless self-promotion again while people are in this pause. They would have been able to read my article if somebody had published it yet. But thespire.tv, there will be Highlander articles up there, and I can give you guys a sneak preview. Actually, I did ask people to predict the scores this week for each of the maps, and the two people I asked, I'm trying to remember who I asked for this game. I do believe that I asked Emilio Bestevez, and he thought WASP would take this. And I also asked Pidox, and Pidox said he thought WASP would win as well. So both people I asked for predictions on this map thought that WASP had kind of the advantage going into this tie. So that's interesting when you consider how quickly kind of that lightning round from Highpander. But these two teams obviously played each other in the past 2 seasons. WASP got promoted for Season 8, and they've played in Prem since then. And back in Season 8, it was on Barn Blitz, if I remember, Steve. And WASP managed to nick some points there. And last season was on another payload map, and it was another Golden Cap win for Highpander. So, WASP have they have a track record playing against Highpander on payload and picking up points. So, surely they're talking to each other and saying, this game's not over, we can still win this, we can still get points.
Yeah, as you said, mental fortitude shouldn't be an issue for WASP. I want to believe you, because that makes for interesting games, when people don't give up, even at first round, I'm sure WASP was still trying to, go as far as they can. As we go out of this pause, and the game, I need to refresh my HUD, I'm assuming it's about to start. It's like 20 seconds now, probably.
It's probably something like that, yeah. Soon.
HUD reload scheme. Actually, 33 seconds. Do we need to? Okay, boss.
Trying to find the logs here. I'm struggling to find the logs. So
I can see them. Hold on. I'll tell you right now that the top fragger was Tracker with 450 DPM, so kind of like I predicted. And you can see really low deaths on the key classes for Highpander as well. Tracker with 7 deaths, Fungi with 5. That's compared to 10 on Fuzz, so really Fuzz didn't do that badly either. But, maybe WASP just needs to kill key classes more. So getting some frags, we saw Fuzz go on like a 6k, but it's just not crucial frags, it's not frags that win them pushes, it seems.
Yeah, as we have started here, so WASP hoping that they can do a little bit better this time around on their offense, and we've seen this kind of more aggressive sentry from Doom, holding a little bit further in front of the point, and we've got Ubers here alone on the right in the house, and Unlimited's already gone down there to Fungi Stickies, and the stab comes in on the sentry, but Doom does manage to stop that, so that sentry is still going to be up, and Ina just doing the boring job, pushing that car up, and just trying to get it further as possible.
I'm just flabbergasted here. Ubers is basically alone on the flank. I think WASP... Yeah, it's WASP. They had like 5 players on the left, no one just committed to that soldier, so they're still ignoring the left side. I have no idea how their scrims went, that they're not like realizing how strong left side is, but they really need to move to that left side and take advantage of it.
Oh, the sentry goes down though. The Uber comes in very early on from Klefsas onto Unlimited, and it's pretty much soloed onto him. But he jumps forward and takes down that sentry. We do see why the pause happened there, as Catman timed out, but he has rejoined us now for this push. But a pretty decent Uber there. There's a lot of damage on the Highpander combo, and WASP have a pretty decent position. So if they start getting that cart forward a little bit more, they've got no sentry to deal with. And that's what D-Toad is doing.
Here. They have no sentry, so there won't be a 4K this time. They just need to keep their players up, and Foundgate is actually quite forward, he don't have health. They could maybe do something on this. No, they're not. They're choosing not to. They had a window to, you know, aggress on the combo, but fair enough. I mean, if you want to play it safe, go ahead. But now Highpander has this really strong hold on second, which we've seen before. Well, actually, Hildreth is walking through a sniper set, and like Bose doesn't get hit at all. As
he's so weak. He is so weak. He's 30 HP.
Is this luck or is it skill?
Oh, and he dies.
It is definitely luck.
Comes in and takes it. And that was just great aggression from WASP. They took that right house, killed Gorston, killed Fungi. Kunai had died earlier on, so it wasn't with her combo just yet. And maybe they should have played it a little bit more passive because of that. And they've just given it up, and they could actually give up this second point. Kunai is holding pretty passively. There's a wrangled sentry, and that is going to die from Catman. That long range stuff. The Uber comes in. It's used onto Lippy. He's jumped up, trying to get aggression on this area to stop Highpander getting a forward hold. And this is much better, 2 minutes and 17 for these first 2 points, Steve.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a bit of overconfidence on Highpander's side. They're still holding forward, you know, they're really not in the position. They're getting caught out. Hildreth goes down. What is that positioning? Is this Prem?
What is happening here, Steve? I mean, it's just like the names have changed, but you know, it's the other way around. This is exactly what we saw. Look at the pressure on track as well. He's 57 HP, gets a headshot, but finally goes down as well to Costil, who's straight onto him. And Doom is killing Catman there with his sentry. He has got his sentry up on the top level, but it's only a level 1. And that is going to be watching the tracks. But this is really, really good from WASP. They have 100% Uber in the bank any second now, with Hildreth only at 30%, playing really passively with his heavy. And if WASP, look at the bonk.
Klefsas is going into the right. They're going to try for it. They get forced by Ubers, so good job up there. But there's a sentry. They get it down. Okay, so now the Uber is faded. So this is even ground for Highpander. They have, you know, they have an option, but they are free down. And it's going to be all about, you know, whether they can hit their shots here. Can they clean up the card? Because there's 5 players on the card right now, maybe 4. There's 4 players on the card. Highpander is actually choosing to ignore it. This is a really strange push to me. It seems like WASP, even though they had an advantage, they chose to basically have half their team not in the fight, basically just pushing the card. So
Hildreth uses his Uber there. He's just got Fungi and Atomic with him, and they do get aggressive, and they take down Unlimited. The rest of the Uber
nice aggression as well.
And they do get some kills.
The medic. What a player!
He's using the kunai. He's using the kunai.
Is that the kunai?
I think it is.
They've got 2 kunais. That's why they're losing.
But only 3 left alive now for WASP. They're gonna have to reset this. And Doom had built his sentry. He's just bringing it forward now. I mean, I was just gonna say, do you think? Oh, look at D-Toad! Oh, he's in on Doom. He kills Doom and kills the sentry that he was carrying. Fungi's really weak as well. He has to back off. So that's a big pick. I mean, I was just gonna say, do you think in the interim WASP were just saying focus sentry? Because that seems what all of their Ubers are doing, focusing that sentry, and then they're winning the post-Uber battle. Like, they're taking the sentry down, and then they're winning afterwards. But lots of kills now for Highpander. This third hold is proving very difficult to break for WASP here, as they've kind of lost that momentum, and we're slightly entering a stalemate. As Ubers is so aggressive with Atomic, and they're just working together to clean up players. They've taken
down.
They're
just dying one by one here. This is really going to slow them down, even more so than just losing pushes. Just you can't afford to be losing players one by one, and that's exactly what just keeps happening. Popgot just dying to a 1v3 from Atomic. You know, Atomic's still in. He dies finally, but you know this bought another half minute, if not more, for Highpander, because that medic, he wasn't healing for a bit. Now he's on 80%, but once again, it's even Ubers, and they need opening frags. They need some kind of pick. That sentry's gone up to level 2 already, so whatever Dito did, it doesn't matter anymore because of those sloppy deaths that they just allowed themselves to happen.
Yeah, they
but once again,
on the
they're
right
up to the right side. And I'd really like to see Goston being, you know, ready to take it, and he is to an extent, but he's not with the combo, he's not with the Uber, he's not able to bunch the players up and kind of clean them up. And WASP is actually up to re-push as they get the cap as well, so this is a good position for him. They need to, yeah, they've got a flank, they've got a really strong flank here. Highpander needs to pick a target and go for it. If they just don't commit here at all, then you see Doom is still stuck. He's stuck in main, he's definitely getting picked out because he is dead. Gets 50 to the medic, but
actually
dead.
cleans up Fungi as well, so no demo for last. And WASP could just take this in, yeah.
They need to put pressure on the spawners here.
Okay, oh, Ubers gets bonked there with the Sandman, and another bonk comes in.
He tried to double up, but the lag is too strong. Dodging with the warpy, teleporty goodness.
Yeah, but look at Highpander, they're getting kills.
Highpander is actually stabilizing this. I honestly thought that this was a round. I thought, you know, if they just all run in at the same time, if they just pick the players going out of spawn, because you're going out of spawn, you're basically blind. You have no idea where the enemy is, other than, I suppose, yeah, there's no way to know. You just walk through a shatter. And
oh, look at the Uber force. Ubers forces the Uber onto WASP. I was going to say they had a 100% advantage
and
that they could have used to take into last, but they don't actually yet to use that, as Klefsas just gets pushed back by Gorson after a great play by Ubers to pick up that force. The car is tantalizingly close. I mean, it's pretty close, and it's kind of getting to that point where the sentry can't. Well, the sentry can now, as it's placed on top of the barrels. But Uber advantage for Hildreth now, and they are electing to just play it a little bit more passive. They're playing close to their sentry, and I mean, this is all about WASP now to try and get a pick, trying to get an opening to alleviate this, and that is one there from Fuzz, a headshot onto Doom. NG is down, and that sentry is open to spam.
Holy crap. Okay, so what does WASP need to do here? I think, well, they have even Ubers, you know, Doom is down, so that's a pick. They can get the sentry down for free. If they manage to do that, and it seems they're trying, okay, they got the sentry down. Now is, you know, the prime time to push, because you have no sentry to focus, so you can just focus the players. Because, as you said before, that's what WASP seems to be struggling with, right? Actually not, you know, having to bother with the sentry would be a huge asset to them. And they're getting 1v1s. Catman is actually really forward on the card. It's 8 up for 7, 6 up for Highpander, but they're not going for the card. And look how close it is. Now this is basically just you know, one decloak from a spy, and that could be round over. Lippy going in huge as well. Gets, well, is it 2 frags? Oh, it's just 1 frag, but heavy, and Medic goes down as well. So Highpander has no heals now. This is just cleanup for WASP. It's the easiest play they can ever make. Fuzz is going on the left. This is super good. They just need to get in on the card and stack it. But they're losing the 1v3s, and oh no, this is horrible. They're just not going in together. They're not using their heals properly.
Oh, Popcorn! Oh, gets it onto the edge. The trapdoor so close to opening.
That is so close.
But yeah,
it's
I
all
mean,
up
it
to
just
Costa
seems like...
now. Costa's gonna go in.
Where is Costa? I'm trying to find him.
Well, he's close to the medic. He's going on the card. He's open for the card play. Garston's on it.
Oh, he gets the backstab! Oh, he's gonna get the kill! Costa! Huge play by Costa. Gets the backstab onto Gorston. And I mean, that was helped there by the frag. I think it was Fuzz who took down Kunai. She was also trying to block that cap. But huge plays there from the spy of WASP, Costa, just to get the backstab on the Pyro and then get the cap for his team. I agree with what you're saying there. I mean, the Uber came in on really, really early from WASP. I don't know if they were scared of getting headshot, which, I don't know, it seemed odd. They got an opening pick on Tracker, so sniper down, you can walk in and delay your Uber pop as long as you want. You're not going to get sniped. You know, as long as you don't get backstab or, you know, get killed by a trap or something, there's no way you can instantly die. And they used it really, really early on the right-hand side as they were pushing in. But they did get kills from it, but the post-Uber fight, Highpander just won it. And when the respawns came up, they were just kind of picking off the WASP players as they were kind of coming in one by one. They just needed that element of kind of coordination to perhaps, you know, after the Uber was over, to know which classes to focus, and they didn't really have that. But in the end, it didn't matter. 8 minutes and 34 is a pretty decent time, wouldn't you say? I mean, that's still on the element of fast.
It's the middle of the road, I'd say. And I think maybe, you know, when you think about it, Heavy currently is being played as a kind of cleanup class for pushes, right? But if Catman, the ruthless Russian Rambo, is the one spearheading the pushes, they lack that cleanup. Maybe that's why WASP is struggling with those after-Uber fights so much, is that the Heavy is so aggressive and so forward that he's not there to clean up or there to kind of fall back on. I think that might actually be it for WASP here.
Look at Hildreth's Uber percentage. It's only at 80%.
Oh, Tracker gets Fuzz. So this is, you know, this is their space to take. Once again, you see Highpander is doing what WASP should be doing. They're taking the left. You've got Goston, you've got Ubers, you know, taking the left aggressively. Tracker has that huge sightline. So now I imagine WASP is just going to keep dropping players one by one, and they are actually 4 down already, even without, you know, trading Ubers. If I was, yeah, Highpander's doing exactly what they should be. So they're, you know, they're getting the aggressive force. They got the demo man down. Mookie is in position to get the sap. This is excellent push from Highpander. You know, everything just kind of aligned itself perfectly. They got the opening frags, 4 of them to say the least. To not overstate it, 4 is huge. 4 is half the team down. That's quite good for Highpander and quite horrible from WASP to allow that to happen. And Highpander's already rolling out to second. So this is, you know, this is their push already. You know, we've got Goriston aggressive on the combo. He's got the health pack. He can get on the medic. He probably won't actually. Okay, but you've still got great aggression from Highpander. You know, they just need to now. Yeah, they're taking this right house like they should. Just need to protect Hildreth here. as the scout runs in, gets Hildreth down to 20 HP. There's the soldier as well, but wasn't synced up with the scout. Good aggression
They're
from
getting too
Highpander,
desperate
but
for a med pick.
can they round it out? Well, you need the med pick, right? Because, well, actually no, the Uber disadvantage is only 25, so maybe just committing too many players, especially when you have already players down, is the wrong call here. Highpander, they have almost 100%. This is such a small advantage that WASP might actually not be expecting it so early. And you can see Klefsas is quite forward with his positioning. So if he gets rushed by the demo and the soldier, he could potentially go down here. He's already on half HP. They're backing off wisely to third. Where are they? Klefsas is trying to go out. Catman! Catman with the play! Okay, they want the force. They know that they need to get the force. Actually, they don't anymore. And now Catman, he's alone on the right. Highpander's already to left on the sentry. Nice
Catman coming in for the flank, I guess. He's there, and they do clean up the players. Unlimited and Dito combining to take down the entire combo, but Hildreth does manage to survive. No, sorry, talk too soon.
Finishes himself off.
Finishes himself off there. And I was just going to say, Steve, what WASP need to do is think, screw it, we fucked up those first 2 points, now let's focus on third. This is where we can get a load of time. And Highpander did not have a good hold on last. You know, they kind of got rolled from third to last. And
yeah,
WASP
definitely
can easily make up 6 minutes on the last 2 points here. And I was kind of getting worried. They're investing so many players on second, and they were losing them one by one. Just get out to third, get a decent, you know, hold, get your level 3 up, get everything like that. And they do now. They do have that uber advantage, 75% in the bank. Tracker goes down there to the Wrangler of Ina, and it's a little bit of a breathing room for WASP now. They've got, you know, uber advantage.
Oh, look at the spy! Look for Rookie is hiding. I didn't even know this is a spot. Unlimited doesn't see him, he's above Unlimited. No one's reacting to this. I don't think I've ever seen this actually. So
well,
Mookie,
our team's
can he
using
make
it
the
quite
play?
a lot, so, you know.
Really?
It's a good place to hold on when you're getting aggressive. He's looking for the pick on D-Toad here. No! He whiffed. Oh, he finally gets the headshot. Going for the toast play. And
the Greaser nerf actually mattering there for once. Good sound of 7 HP. And we've got actually aggression from Highpander on the left. They get forced out. That demo should be dead. But somehow, Gorspin wasn't there. Kunai isn't even going for the demo. What is Hildreth doing? He just missed 3 cells in a row. New to the class, I give him that. You know, it's melee, it's not that hard. Fuzz is really aggressive. If he gets a shot on the medic, right be. Oh, he missed the crucial last shot. That was a heavy on 100 HP and a meat shot to be taken.
Yeah, that was unlucky. Gorson saving his combo as Kunai was helplessly. And if he'd taken down Kunai there, surely he would have got the med pick onto Hildreth as well. But Hildreth does have this uber advantage, 70% now, and they're being very aggressive on this left-hand side, just getting ready to walk in already. Klefsas only at 35, and the question is, are WASP going to make the same mistake they did last time? They held really close last time on this right-hand side, and when Highpander had the uber advantage, they just barreled in and just killed everything in their way. So, you know, here they come now. Uber is ready, and Gorston goes down though with a sticky trap. Unlimited is going to cost his life. Surely, no, he stayed alive. Nobody's gone for him, and they've picked up no other kills here.
What's going on? Just kill the demo man. It's so easy. He's 10 HP. Please, do him why? He gets a pipe on Vanguard as well as a getaway, but no, this
finally goes down actually. Atomic.
I think
him up
this. Oh, Catman with the over-aggression. They get the force out. Kunai gets the force out. Good play for Kunai. But at the same time, Hildreth actually goes down from D-Toad to D-Toad. This is all over the place from Highpander. They had the right idea. They had the idea to force the medic out. You know, make sure they have, you know, the window. They have the window. But now they're actually at a disadvantage. You know, it's a small. It's 15%, but it's something. It was, you know, 3 minutes. Holdable, definitely holdable in this last. As long as they don't drop players, you know, this tracker aggressive on the right already. Need to be aware of the sideline. He's actually moving as well. This is the biggest threat here. If you start dropping players, and you allow yourself to kind of, you know, take those V3s or 1v2s, it's just a risk you don't need. You need to be together and ready to just react to those threats as soon as you can. But you also need some aggression, right, to slow the offending team down. Because if you just allow them, like you see, Foundy and Doom, they're getting into main, they're getting damaged, fair enough, but you know, they're not getting killed. And if they just get allowed, if they're just allowed to just peck away, and there's actually crits. Wow, I didn't catch that. A nice crit from Foundy, gets one prime.
Unlimited, and in it, take down Ina as well, and they're getting cap time on the cart. Funky goes down though.
And a nice pipe as well to Fuzz.
And Klefsas didn't even need to use his Uber. He's got 100% now. And coming up to the 2 minute and 30 mark here, WASP with 100%, that's going to delay them a little, delay the push a little bit longer at least, unless a drop comes in or something like that. But WASP may be starting to pick things up. A big aggressive push in the Girardied. Kunai bonks and Girardied at the same time. Somehow manages to escape that. Lippy not landing his rockets at a distance. But Hildreth stuck on this crits now. He's kind of invested on this. They're at 90%, and if WASP play this right, they can just Uber into them and kill them. I mean, crits isn't going to make you invulnerable. And
yeah, definitely. And they're actually
that's
aggressive.
why they're getting aggressive. They just they used the Uber.
They must have misheard. They must have. That must have been a miscommunication. If they don't kill Hildreth here, they're basically screwed. So this might be the mistake of the round. This might just be the game. I mean, WASP, no pyro, no scout. Medic has an Uber. They have to defend against crits. It's actually used on the right. It's far right. No one realizes. Can they get the sentry down? Doesn't matter. They've got positions. But no one's on the card. Once again, you've got 3 respawning players from Highpander. Tracker still isn't fully committed. They're just about now getting to the card. 6 out for WASP. They can do it. They can do it. I believe.
Tracker gets the headshot onto Klefsas. Yeah, great play by him to take down the medic.
Catman, turn around, please. Catman, do it. Oh no, Catman's going down. No, he's not. What a man. But he doesn't have a sandwich. He has to go back to spawn. Oh man, this is anyone's game at this point. It's 1 minute now. Actually, full clutch advantage for Hildreth. So if they do this well, they need to not rush themselves into it. They need to realize, you know, a minute is plenty of time. But they are actually going straight in with no buffs. And they're dropping
there, just aggressive and forces it out.
Crucial Sandman as well. The nice half of the crits, the other half is denied by the demo one dying.
But Atomic's in, look at Atomic, he takes down Fuzz. Really aggressive on this right side. He might take down Unlimited as well, he's just Wing into his face. But Klefsas has stayed alive, 50% Uber advantage. Atomic is still alive! He goes onto the cart this time, trying to get some cart, rotating around to the left hand side.
Catman needs to do it. Assist to Catman. Oh no, this is just
standing on the cart. No, WASP are getting baited onto the cart and they're going to lose this. The only player left alive is Popcorp, but he cannot stop it. 20 seconds left on the clock.
That is the game.
That is the game as Highpander
that was really close.
Through.
You have to give it to WASP. Quite a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if they won that and then came back, because they weren't giving up at all. They really struggled with the Ubers, but they were playing, you know, okay. I mean, they weren't losing too much ground to Highpander for no reason. For the most part, it was just crazy plays and mismanaging Ubers, right? It wasn't just outclassed in every class kind of deal like you'd expect from Premtech being the receiving end, because they're, you know, lackluster.
Well, yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you ignore the first round there and just look at that second round, the teams were evenly matched. Maybe WASP took a little bit more time kind of warming up to the map and getting their heads into the zone for the official. Because, I mean, Highpander just looked in total control in that first round. But WASP there, definitely, I mean, that, I don't know, up until the last 30 seconds, I thought WASP were going to do that then. But, you know, key picks at key times, Atomic there, just getting aggressive and rotating from the left to the right to, you know, people didn't know where to focus. And Tracker was left alive at the end there just to pick off people one by one. Catman there, just his aggression was forcing Ubers and, you know, stopping people just getting in for free, which was really well played by him. But overall, I think Highpander, you know, maybe just had the edge, just had that kind of using the crits play. It's always difficult on payload to kind of adjust to yourself when you're defending. Like, how do we play against the crits? Do we play aggressive? Do we play more passive?
Yeah, it looked like on one side, if you just pop to the Uber and don't kill the enemy medic, then they get the crits faster, and well, it's an issue then, right? Because you have a crit and you don't have an Uber ready on the second fight. On the other hand, you can't kill the medic because he's not invulnerable, so it's a tough trade-off to make, and often teams will just stay back and kind of allow the crits to roll over them.
Yeah, but I mean, WASP didn't do that. Great plays by Klefsas to make sure he stayed alive, and he has joined us now, as we're joined by Klefsas and Catman. Welcome and commiserations, guys, for the win. I mean, what for you guys? What was the difference today between yourselves and Highpander?
I can actually say, maybe Catman can say something about it.
Yeah, because that was a good game from you guys. I think you guys did really well. Just you just didn't have the kind of cleanup, and maybe you needed to. I think you needed to stay together more during the after Uber fight.
It's
because you'd kind of take 1v1s where you didn't really need to at times. That's how I feel.
Basic like new team problems, you know, when flank can play together and when we can't give same damage output as enemy combo from side. You know, we played really well. We hold at some points really good, but sometimes we couldn't move because of our flank can take positions to push, like Soldier on first point. He stayed alive in house a lot of time, and nobody could come to our soli and help him to clean this place, you know.
Do you think it's lack of practice on Borneo itself, or do you think it's just general team cohesion?
I think we played Borneo enough times to people who want to play, like, you know, on the level, and they want to know map, they can easily solo come to map and learn it, and it's not a practice problem, it's a cooperation problem. I don't know. It's very strange for us because we played Borneo pretty good. We pushed very fast, and I can't understand what changed. Because actually, from your side, guys, you played like you didn't have a strat, like a special strat. Yes, you played pretty basic, I guess. And we couldn't move on. It's so hard for us to push some points which we took easily on PCVs. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why we could take at least one round.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this game, you know, you've had a really, really good start to the season. You know, in the pre-season show, I said you guys were going to do well this season, and people didn't believe me. But you've backed up my predictions, and you've done really well. You know, picking up points against teams maybe people didn't think, you know, you would be able to. And this week, a lot of people I spoke to thought that you guys would win tonight. I mean, coming into this, did you think you'd be able to win this, or at least get some points?
Yeah, we expected 6-0 actually, because we was very confident about that. We come to win this map, but I don't know what happened.
Well, it was still a very close game.
I had the problems with my PC and Steam, so that's the problem why we lose. If I won't have these problems, we're gonna easy roll the Hildreth.
Yeah, Catman, because he didn't have a sandwich. It's the key unlock for heavy. No hats as well. I mean, it throws you off when you don't have hats.
Yes.
Yeah, did that affect you? Because we saw at the start you had problems connecting to server. Was it that much of an issue for you? And do you think you would have played better on your main account?
Yes, sure. I would have gloves to run and sandwich to give to people to feed them. But
maybe yes. We had lack of heals because of sandwich. No, maybe your med pack can make a game.
Yeah, I mean it can make a difference in those clutch moments. And we're also joined by Hildreth here from the winning team Highpander. So congratulations on your 6 points. You're going to be top of the table, at least for now, until Sunday when the next round of games are played. But you've only dropped 1 point so far in your first 3 games. I mean, coming into this, did you feel you had the momentum? Were you expecting to win this in this fashion, or were you a bit more apprehensive, perhaps?
There's no easy games in Prem this season. It doesn't matter who you play, it's always going to be tough. So I think the way we played the first round was excellent. We didn't really make any mistakes at all. And then in the second round, I think people got overconfident. They were like, oh, well, this was because of the way we dominated the first round. And we made some really silly errors defending second and defending third. There was about 3 bad errors we'd made. Like this first one was we thought we could hold when we were outnumbered. We tried to hold the house when we shouldn't have. We should have just backed up and waited for some spawns. They were really quick to flank us, which was well played. And the second on third, we were just, I don't know, we were sleeping. Like Thongay was completely alone. He wasn't aware that we were not with him. And then when he died, we were like, why are you alone? We were all asking him why he was alone rather than actually defending ourselves. So we were all caught sleeping. And they stopped us from having a good control of the Ubers on third, which is crucial. And then finally, when we finally thought we'd sell up on the left, when we finally thought we'd sell up on third in the OP position, we had a call that they were pushing right side, so we rotated to the right, and then they came in left side and completely caught us out. So
yeah, it's really tough. I mean, you did this against us, Hildreth, in the scrim as well, where you just moved back and forth against the left and right to kind of throw the enemy off. That's probably what happened with WASP as well, because it's quite difficult. You know, it's a short path from right to left.
Yeah, we noticed that in the first round that WASP didn't react quickly to the on third to the rotation. Like you guys reacted instantly, WASP didn't in the first round, but then they started reacting much better. So it made the offense slightly harder. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with this team because we haven't played particularly well in all of our games, and we've been put under pressure. But we've got some good character this season. Like in other seasons, we may have just crumbled, but seem to be quite good at clawing ourselves out of these bad pressurized situations. So I'm proud of them all.
Question on my mind is, what's up with the hashtag Pray for Granger?
Well, maybe you can help me, because you go to the same university as him.
I do, though I'm in a different town right now. What's up?
Oh, well, he's been he's been gone for about 5 days, and it's not like Granger to be gone for 5 days without saying something. So we were kind of worried.
You don't get stabbed in Nottingham, so he's probably alive.
He's probably
just doing some chess things or
shot in him.
Something to shout out for the stream, maybe if you know where Granger Bob is.
If you've seen Granger, call the police.
If you've seen it, Granger, please return him to Hildreth.
He doesn't have a mobile phone because he's poor and stupid, and he's not answering Facebook. So I don't know. I'm really worried and concerned.
Well, uni is still on break, so maybe he just doesn't have internet at his house. Seems possible.
Maybe, but he would. Is it like school term, half term, or something?
Yes, the university break ends on the 18th of April. Anyway, back to the world of TF2.
Why he hasn't messaged me then. He probably doesn't have internet.
Congratulations!
So hopefully, Granger
once again
Bob's back for week 4 next week, which is CP Steel. So Hildreth, Highpander will be coming up against who have we got here? The Bureau on Steel. So starting from now, your preparation for week 4 starts now. What are your initial thoughts? Do you think you can pick up the points there?
Well, we're going to hope to play on the. We might have to get a Merc for Atomic. By the look of it, we're not prepared enough to try and play on Sunday. So, and Atomic's away next week, so we'll probably have to bring in a backup scout. We have near them, so we're not worried. So the rest of it's just about practicing. If we can get the map done and perform well on the game when we actually have the match, then I think we should be looking to get some points. But at this stage of the season, there's no easy games. I'll take a 4-2 win against Bureau.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's Steel. You've got the experience, Hildreth. I think you can carry that with main calls. And WASP is going to play fair enough on Steel. How are you guys feeling about that game?
Easy.
I think WASP can get some points, I think.
Yeah. It's a better map for us than Borneo, so we're gonna take a lot of points there. Maybe 4, maybe 6. But
I want to hear from Catman. I mean, the first thing he said was easy. You think you're going to topple they're currently undefeated, they haven't dropped any points this season. You think you can get 6 against Fair Enough, Catman?
Yeah, sure, because we're Russians and we know how to play Steel.
Yeah, you've got the strong crits, it's vital on Steel. The past season, the meta seems to be just
really
go crits.
Bad strat where you just push E constantly. That Swedes destroyed you guys in Nations Cup. Not going to do that again.
The bad thing is that you are a very bad heavy. You know about it?
Yes.
The call-outs.
In the beginning of the season, you said that you will become a heavy of the season. And what happened, Hildreth? You shit your pants?
Yeah.
Just couldn't handle the pressure of having a minigun.
The heavies are harder class because you're fat and slow, and also Kunai decided that she could play, so...
I'm pretty sure what happened, right, is Kissa had one bad game on Medic, and you just decided, okay, screw this is enough, I'm going Medic.
No, I made Kissa rage quit. And,
oh yeah, I was in that game, yeah, I remember that. Good stuff.
My next focus is to see if I can get Gorson to rage quit.
People are saying that you're also a bad medic.
They're probably right.
So why do you put your team down? Maybe you should leave the team like Lark did and make your team grow?
I would leave the team, but they won't play without me. I'm kind of trapped. It's like... It's a catch-22. If I leave, the team folds, but if I stay, the team we're going to come last, so I don't know what to do. I'm kind of
the
held
pressures of being a team leader. We'll move on to shout-outs now. Hildreth, if you want to find more about Granger Bob, I believe that Morphine has some information. She's saying something about Facebook and his girlfriend and stuff like that. So maybe she can give you an update. But before we leave, if we go to some shout-outs from you guys, Catman, is there anyone you can shout out to?
No.
Okay, thank you. Hildreth, anyone you want to shout out to?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Your name is Hildreth, I believe. Yes.
Sorry, I was trying to find out what's happening to Granger. Shout out to Kisakala, and the LAN team, Infomax LAN team, and pray for Granger Bob, and shout out to Julius Bart.
Cool. And Klefsas, any shout outs?
To everyone who believe in us, guys. Thank you.
Ah, I like that. And Steve?
Shout out to my lovely girlfriend Morphine, and shout out to CeeJaey for casting this game with me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, from me, shout out to my team, Strong Opinions, and thank you to Steve for the co-cast and for John, all of the camera work, and to you guys who've been playing. Thank you so much for giving us a great game to cast, and we'll see you next time. There is still action going on BlackOut Gaming TV 2. If you want to divert your attention to there now, it is Premtech versus the Bureau. I do believe they're still playing, so if you want to see some more Highlander action tonight, head over to that second channel. But for now, we'll be offline. Next game will be on Sunday. 2 games on Sunday, still PL Borneo. We'll see you then. Take care.